Hey, what's going on, everybody? Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Znansky. Little windy out there today. Man, something else. A lot of power outages. I think at last check I saw We Energies was like 65,000 customers. Some schools getting canceled due to power outages. Yeah, it's a big deal. Winds have really ramped up. And the good news is I think we're hitting our peak, and we're going to start to see those winds going down here in the next hour or two. So still going to be really windy this evening. Still going to be an issue, but not as strong with the wind heading into this evening and overnight tonight. So lots to get to here. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Whether you're on Facebook, whether you are on YouTube, fantastic. Whether you're on my Facebook page, Brian Znansky, or TMJ4's Facebook page, both are great. Fire away some comments. Fire away some questions. Mason says my trampoline took a trip across the backyard. It did. I mean, I had like 6 of those big giant stakes in that thing too, at least. Actually 2 per thing, so I think that's 8 if I'm doing my math right. So very windy. Lisa wants to know how about Sunday. We're going to get to that. So we're going to talk wind first, and then we'll give you the latest tracking and the latest thinking for this weekend's storm system, because we do have some changes with that. So stick around to hear more about those changes. Again, welcome everybody. I highly encourage you. Again, Facebook's great. I'm on Facebook. I want to let you know that I have started a new recent YouTube page as well. After this, you can head over there, search for Brian Niz, N-I-Z, Brian Niz Weather Wiz, and you can find my page and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. So, okay, let's get to it. I gotta get ready for a show here too. So, peak wind gusts today so far, and we're going to get a full list of some smaller towns and observations later on, maybe within the hour. But right now, the main ASOS recording stations: Fond du Lac, 59 mile per hour winds; Sheboygan, 58; Racine, 59. I mean, these are severe winds, right? A severe thunderstorm warning, 58 mile per hour winds. I think we would have way bigger issues, even more so than what we have, if we had leaves on the trees. I think we'd have a bigger problem on our hands. Still got quite a problem, though. Milwaukee Mitchell officially 54 degrees. 54 degrees, I wish. 54 mile per hour winds. I'm going to try to find it here. I had it loaded. I can't believe I didn't have this up right away. Let's look at the current wind gusts. Current gusts, these would be like recent within the last 15 minutes. 53 miles per hour in Milwaukee. Notice a trend, though. See how Madison isn't as strong? 37. So there's your sign of things to go down. Now, you're going to head out tonight. It's still going to be windy. It's just not going to be as windy as where we are right now. In fact, let's pull up the HER computer model, and you will see, in general, these 50 mile per hour gusts going to 40s, 30s, and then eventually 20s overnight tonight. A good sign there. Look at our advisory map across the Midwest, and a lot of these are overlapping where you have several warnings and watches in certain areas. The high wind warning takes preferential treatment right now in southeastern Wisconsin. Winter storm warnings in northeastern Wisconsin for what's on the way, and winter storm watches farther south. Now, we also have a winter weather advisory that will kick things off for us with this upcoming winter storm. Now, this is a change from the Weather Service, so they kind of split things up here now. You have a warm frontal band of snow that we're going to get Saturday evening. That will give us our winter weather advisory snow for our northern counties. 1 to 3 inches possible up there, along with a little bit of icing. Again, this is for Saturday night. And then Sunday, what you're going to see on the models is a complete changeover to all rain in southeastern Wisconsin. Maybe even completely dry for much of the day. And we're going to get by far our worst conditions with this Sunday night. So let's get to it. Let's get to like the core of what I know you guys want to talk about. and then we'll leave time for some questions, and then I'll have to get going here because I got to do the 4. So this is kind of the timeline of how things shape up, and I just kind of outlined this. Well, not kind of, I did. Saturday night, a band of light snow moves through. Probably not going to see much of this in Milwaukee, but north of Milwaukee could see 1 to 3 inches of snow, maybe a little bit of icing too with this. That's your advisory snow. Sunday, really not much of a problem here in southeastern Wisconsin. Sure, if you're traveling north or if you're watching north, if you're up towards Green Bay, you're going to have a mess on Sunday. It's really not until later Sunday night, probably after 10 o'clock, that we see our precipitation pick back up and we change over to snow. Our worst conditions, I think, by far with this system, with a farther north track and a delayed track, will be, again, late Sunday night into Monday. Yes, that means maybe schools are in jeopardy on Monday. We will see. I think in general, Milwaukee Metro is looking at about 4 to 8 inches of snow. Less south, more northwest. So let's just start off with a look at Saturday evening's snow. And we're going to run the HER computer model on this. Here goes Saturday, maybe. I think a lot of that doesn't even reach the ground. That probably doesn't either. It's not until this band right there that develops Saturday night after 7 o'clock. There you go. You see how that comes in? Let me pause it. I got a little sketchy with my hand there. There we go. This band, why does it skip like that? My goodness. This time frame here. Here, 7 o'clock. Fills in a little bit. More of a mix down in Milwaukee already. So again, that's Saturday night. That's our first wave. You got travel plans south, no issues. You got travel plans Milwaukee south, no problem. You head north, you might run into a little bit of snow. This isn't that big of a deal yet for Saturday evening. And then, so let's look at the snow amounts with this. The HER isn't going to output much because I can tell you right now, I just looked at it. Maybe up towards Sheboygan, you get an inch or two. The graph is farther south. I kind of favor the graph a little bit with this one. I could dive into why if you want to know. Whoa. Let's just stick with Saturday. There's Saturday night snow. See the graph? Maybe a tiny bit in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches north. Maybe even a little bit higher towards Sheboygan. So again, that's Saturday night. Then we get a break. And everybody changes to rain. So let's run the European and the GFS. There's Saturday night. Here comes our break on Sunday. Look at like nothing in southeastern Wisconsin but rain. Notice that rain snow line really doesn't start to clear through southeastern Wisconsin until after 10 o'clock. See that? And then that brings some snow through Monday morning, probably into Monday afternoon. I mean, that looks, this European run, that's an all-day snow event on Monday. Late Sunday night into Monday now. Monday morning's commute, probably our worst conditions. Let's see what the GFS rolls with. That's what's up. Let's go GFS. What are the managers doing back there? Down 15. Not looking too good. All right. All right, let's go Saturday. Initial band of light snow. Northern spots. Snow continues far north through the day on Sunday. Notice that rain snow line doesn't clear through Milwaukee. Why does it keep skipping like that? On this run, GFS, not until after midnight. And then snow continues. This is a little bit of work behind the scenes. I want to change the time frame on this so when I show this during the newscast that we're able to actually go into Monday night. You're good, Trina. How you doing? Good. All right, so there you go. You see how that continues Monday evening. Monday afternoon, Monday evening. All-day snow event looking like on Monday now. This is a later solution, farther north solutions and later solutions. It's not that we're not going to get snow, in southeastern Wisconsin, it just comes in later after rain on Sunday. And the crazy snow amounts, the amounts that you all have been seeing on your apps that I've been hearing about all week. 50 inches, 20. No, that's not happening. Far northern Wisconsin could end up measuring in feet. But for us, no, that's not happening. Okay, so there's that. Let's look at... So again, with the Sunday night, Monday stuff, winter storm watch for us, that could go warning as the event gets closer. Here's our total snow map. And then we'll get to questions. Again, you really got to get up towards Green Bay. And I'm probably, here, let's make an adjustment while we're at it, right? Just based on the latest trends. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm shoving that 18 to 24 even farther north. We're going to leave this where it's at. Everything else, good to go. But like those crazy high totals, going to be north. There might even be some places that are more than 2 feet up there. So let me save that. Let's zoom in closer in southeast Wisconsin. So what this tells me here, you have Milwaukee in that 4 to 8 inch band. But as you get down to Oak Creek, South Milwaukee, you could be on the lighter end of that, if not into the 2 to 4 inch range like Racine and Kenosha. And again, the bulk of this falling Sunday night and into Monday. Out to Waukesha, 4 to 8 inches of total snow. Same for Milwaukee in the northwest suburbs. Then you get up towards West Bend, you start to get into a little bit more of the snow. And by the time you get to Fond du Lac, we could be talking about a foot or more of snow. So this is still a big snow event, especially for our northwestern spots. So don't be fooled on Sunday when the ground is wet or dry and you're going, where's my snow? It's coming later, Sunday night and into Monday. The crazy heavy stuff that I hope you're not attributing to us, that you've been seeing on your phone all week, not happening. Cool. Got that off my chest. All right, let's leave this up. I know I can tell already what the questions are going to be. What about my town? Timing, whatever. Hopefully you looked at the maps and you're able to look at this map and you'll know exactly how much snow you can think. But thank you all for all the interaction. Again, as you're on here right now, as I start to go through some of these questions and comments, thank you for joining on Facebook. That's fantastic. This is live, by the way, 3:15 roughly. If you're watching this later on this evening, hopefully I can get to this and answer some of the comments in the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, fantastic. If you're not, after this, go head over to YouTube, find Brian Niz, and subscribe, and you'll be able to get these streams there as well. All right. Let's see here. Lindsay says beers and snow. Yeah, that sounds good. Crazy winds and slosh. Gosh, you got it. Jim says get the chainsaws ready. Yeah, the wind has been crazy. Taylor says, hey, Brian Isnansky, love your expertise. Thank you. Bob says, I remember watching you in Wausau. What's up, Bob? I love Wausau. I miss Wausau. John says, okay, so is most of the snow coming Monday? Yes, Sunday night into Monday. Crazy wind will subside, Sue, on roughly in the next couple hours. It's going to start going down. Still going to be windy tonight, but not as bad. Driving to Chicago and back Sunday morning from Milwaukee. Should be fine. I believe that's Shane. Any chance of lake adding on? John, it's going to be a tough call because if you're right along the lake shore, it's probably going to suppress the amounts. If you're a few miles away from the lake case, sure, it might bump things up a little bit. Tiffany wants to know, can you tell me if it would be safe driving home late Sunday afternoon from Milwaukee to Watertown? Depends on how late. Right now, the way it's looking, I think we're rain then or a complete lull. I think you're fine, but it's going to be close, Tiffany. Jeff wants to know, will Kenosha be mostly on the grass surfaces? I do think it comes down at a high enough clip on Monday morning that you could get some slick roads even in Kenosha. Sarah says she appreciates the updates. I appreciate you watching, Sarah. Hope you're doing well. Gail says, so leaving 6 a.m. Monday morning, Oconomowoc traveling to Watertown, how would it be? Bad. That's starting to get into the bad time. Katarina, what's up? Pete says, are you watching the game? I got it on. Pete's got to be happy. I know he's an Illini fan. What does Sunday evening look like? Sunday evening looks like a little bit of snow, light snow north of Milwaukee, mainly 1 to 3 inches. Odds of canceling school, Washington County on Monday. I would say 70% yes. Schools closing Monday, Waukesha County. We'll put it at 60%. All right, this has been fun, guys. I wish I could be on here all day. I really do. I got to go do my normal TV work. All right, everybody. We'll see ya. Cheers. And